You're listening to Nick Luck Daily. This edition is brought to you by Timeform, your trusted source for racing data and analysis. By Total Performance Data, the global leader in live horse racing data. This edition is also brought to you by Fitzdares, laying some of the world's largest sporting wagers since 1882.
It's Tuesday, March the 10th. A very warm welcome. Hopefully you're watching on YouTube because we begin our festival coverage in earnest alongside Jane Mangan with a beast of a horse down here live on the gallops this morning just after 8 o'clock. Jane, who have we got here?
I thought you were going to say a beast of a man. This is Mark Walsh. And Mark, this is Mighty Park. Not a bad way to start the week.
Yeah, he's a lovely horse. Grand and relaxed here this morning, so looking forward to riding him.
So how, as a rider coming in with a big book of rides, do you approach this week? Is it just go home and watch The Simpsons, or do you go home and watch all of the replays and get in your head?
I just go through the racing. I don't want to overthink things and just take it as a normal day. If you start overthinking things, you're going to make problems for yourself, I think.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would have thought he was an overthinker, Nick, to be honest.
No, you always come over as a very calm, chilled out, relaxed sort of person. Is that really you on a day like this?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, it's just like if you let this get to you, like everyone's going to see it, and as I say, you're going to start making mistakes and things like that. Just take it as a normal day and just go out and ride your race.
And it's very unusual compared to a lot of professional sportsmen that on a day like today where you've got so much going on, you're actually out here with everyone in the thick of it, doing your, if you like, the other part of your job. Do you find this is quite an enjoyable part of it in the morning?
Yeah, I love coming out here in the mornings, get you up good and early out in the fresh air and seeing everyone before the racing happens.
It helps, of course, when you did have a pretty epic festival last year. How many was it in the end?
4 winners.
4 winners,
yeah.
And proper winners as well.
Good winners,
Big
yeah.
winners.
Good winners.
What sort of feel does this guy give you, Mighty Park? Because all we can do is watch one bloodless victory and try and work out what we think. But what's it like on top of him?
Yeah, well, I couldn't tell you much about the race he won because it just felt like a schooling race. He just done it so easy, but at home the gallops, he give you a great feel.
How tall do you reckon this horse is, Jane?
I was guessing, Mark, around 17, 1 or 2. You tell me.
You're not far wrong.
I'd say a good 17, 1 or 2.
Now you're riding a couple of big horses this week. Majborough is tall. Dino Blue mightn't be big, but she's got a big reputation. I know what Inothewayurthinkin is big. You got a big week.
Yeah, loads of good rides, so now looking forward to it. Can't wait for it to get started.
So this fella in the first, obviously.
Do you want to say something? I feel like he could.
He probably could.
I was actually comparing him. He's like a Duvan-esque type character, real tall, narrow, but like when you cantered him along, he just floats.
He's just such a lovely horse now. He's very professional, like for horses on your hand to find the point in the hurdle. Nothing's phasing him here this morning.
Yeah, beautiful outlook.
I bet he didn't bank on the two of us turning up.
No, I suppose he didn't. But I think he can take it all in. How do you feel about later in the week, and particularly about your reigning Gold Cup champion? I know the way you're thinking.
Tell us about the piece of work.
Yeah, well, I rode him in Fairyhouse the last meeting there after racing. Rode him in a bit of work, and it's the first time this year he showed me anything like the old horse. So I rode him in the Savills this year, and to be honest, going to the start, I knew there was no chance he wouldn't even carry me to the start.
Well, the lights just weren't on at all.
It just wasn't happening. But felt like there was a bit of a spark the last day I rode him working Fairyhouse anyway, so hopefully he turns up in the same sort of form as last year.
Fantastic.
Maybe he's like some of us, he just likes a bit of sunshine, a bit of good ground.
Yeah.
So you weren't tempted to switch onto Jane's horse then, Spallan's Tower?
Never say never.
It's only Tuesday.
Breaking
It's only
news, hello.
Tuesday.
Decks aren't done yet.
There you go.
How much do you think there is between their chances?
It's a hard question. I think Spallan's Tower would like a bit more juice in the ground. I know the way you're thinking. Won a good ground here last year, so he's versatile that way on ground. So 2 different horses.
I suppose it's worked out quite nicely for you splitting them up with Factor File going to the Ryanair, or was there a bit of you thinking, actually he'd be my best chance of winning a Gold Cup again?
No, I was happy for Factor File to go to Ryanair.
Yeah.
Of course he was.
Well, of course, but you say that.
How didn't I think of him earlier? He's also a big horse. What's the story with this
It's just for the cameras, I think.
Captain Armband?
It's just for the cameras to see me going round.
What, just to let,
I think we
everyone know
recognise
what a
you by
legend
now.
you are, is it?
He's giving it going round just so the cameras will know it's Mighty Park.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah. That's what
Cameras would know it's Mark Walsh, I'd say.
That's what I was told anyway.
Okay.
Oh, good
Do we
stuff.
leave him alone now?
Yeah, we'll leave him alone. I want to ask one question about Margeborough. Is there any reason to think that he can't just turn up and do what he did at Leopardstown?
I don't think so. I think if he turns up like that, there's nothing that's going to beat him. Hopefully.
There we go. And
what we like to
is
hear.
ground an issue for him or not?
No, he's won on nice ground in Punchstown as a novice, so no, I wouldn't be too worried about ground.
I can't believe the size of this
He
thing.
likes the camera. Like he's
He's a
got
bit
a
of a
presence about him.
He is. I like it.
I hope he's getting the camera later on.
Yeah,
Thanks
alright.
very much.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
you.
Cheers, Mark. Appreciate your time. What a horse that
That
is.
was a good start to a show.
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
it?
a good start to the week, huh? And you just realise what a great book of rides he's got again.
Yeah, but deservedly so. And then you look around and you see all of the different shapes and sizes of these Willie Mullins string, and you think, I think everybody who attends a sale or pretends to know what they're talking about, just look at them. There is no set theory.
Danny Mullins is always a good man to talk to, isn't he? Should we go and have a chat with
Let's
him?
creep up on him. He's
All
got
right.
Poniros.
Do you think Mark Walsh might actually rise up a Lance Tower? What do you
I
make of
hadn't
that?
thought of that. Poniros, yeah? Poniros and Danny Mullins, champion hurdle. How does that sound?
Sounds good, yeah. There's a realistic hope of it happening, yeah. Who knows? He acts well around here, he scores
Are you going to
form.
creep away at the back, or what's the plan?
Nothing in concrete yet. Yeah, we'll see. There's probably a lot of pace in the race. We'll be thereabouts, but jump, travel and win. It'll
at
be
him.
nice.
Hey, Danny, what did you make of
That
that?
last year.
Yeah, what did you make of that last run? Obviously, there was encouragement there, but enough, do you think?
Definitely so. You know, I thought he came home very well. Maybe lacked experience to hang in there down the back straight when they were going at it, but once that came later in the race, he was able to pick up and go. I think with that benefit of the run, there's plenty of fitness and experience to come from that, which we'll need for today.
Okay. Did you get what you want? When we spoke yesterday on Racing TV, you were having a little look at the Wednesday decks. Did you get what you want in the end?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah? What did you? I
Right.
can't remember what you got in the Turners.
In the Turners, I got Sortudo.
Yes, you wanted Sortudo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
You-
think
you-
so. Good run the bumper last year,
Yeah.
Grade 1 form. I won a maiden on him. I know him well, yeah. It's a very competitive race. If you're on anything, you'd make a case for it, but he's a horse I probably know quite well.
And the Gaelic Warriors brother you've got in the bumper,
Our
haven't you?
Trigger in
Our
the
Trigger,
bumper.
yeah.
Yes,
4-year-old.
4-year-old probably, they don't have the best record, but he's a big, strong 4-year-old, won well in Gorn on heavy ground, so I'd hopefully think he could be one that'd book a trend, yeah.
Yeah, but it could be Champion Hurdle Glory today with this fella, Poniros, and of course Cargiesi in the Arkle as well.
Yes, she's in good nick there this morning.
Is that her next door?
Behind us
Just
here,
behind
yeah.
us there with Ruth, and yeah, they're very happy with her. So yeah, I think it's a type of race, Grade 1, 2 mile novice. They'll go hard. You know, obviously the other two are big horses and big reputations, but I'd be happy to take them on.
Yeah, she's got the form as well.
Yeah,
She's got the
definitely.
form.
Arguably, Danny's most important ride this week comes for his
I know,
mother.
I know,
And
we were talking
I
about
met
it
her.
yesterday.
She was absolutely trojaning up the home straight there earlier. How is the horse and how's Mags?
She's good, yeah. If the horse comes up the hill as quick as Mags did this morning, he'll have no bother winning.
That's what we say. He could ride a winner for his mum and his dad this week.
Quite a unique opportunity, yeah. No. And his uncle. It's all a family affair.
Happy as well.
Mind yourself, Jane.
Yeah, Blazed Away is in great nick. He was relaxed and flowing around there this morning, so probably up a bit in the handicap, but likes the track as well. And as you know, here course form is big.
Lossiemouth looks.
Is that Lossie over there?
Yeah, she's just looking very relaxed.
I don't
She's
want to.
very pretty.
Don't want to get in the way of ITV's lovely shot there.
No.
We don't want to ruin
Thanks
that.
very much, Danny.
Thanks,
I know
Danny.
Poniros is becoming a little bit impatient.
Yeah,
so
he
better
is.
Leave you alone.
I'm gonna leave Danny alone. Good luck, Danny. And I'm gonna have a chat with Dan Barber, who's here. Just mind, don't stand in that rather large dropping.
See,
How
Daniel, your footwear is not suitable.
I'm not horsey, am I?
are you? Well, you might be after
I'm a
this.
city centre, pretty
What
much.
do you? How does it feel to be in amongst all this, all these horses that we've been talking about abstractedly over the last month or so, and yet here we are, right in the middle of them.
Oh, absolutely amazing. It's pretty mind-blowing. I know, like, for Jane, this is fairly routine.
Do you know what? It's not. This is
Is it
Chocolate
not?
Factory for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. It's absolutely beautiful, and obviously you've got the challenge of trying to identify which is which, and I'm struggling like a drowning man, but I think
Well, I'm telling you
that,
that big bugger there is Mighty Park.
yeah, well, it was up to the name.
Lossiemouth just got on. And Poniros, we were just talking with Danny there over your shoulder.
It is. It's such a lovely feature of the festival that you can come down here and within reason.
That fella with a flat cap.
Will you watch
That's
Willie Mullins? He is Willie Wonka, isn't he? He's just master of all ceremonies here.
Yep, gloves as usual. I didn't really bargain on the gloves, not just for Willie. That's obvious.
That horse there, who looks quite insignificant, that's Il était temps.
He was the one.
Is he a forgotten horse?
He has been a forgotten horse. Runs in tomorrow's Champion Chase.
Yeah, questions I pose over the suitability of the track to some extent, and he's not very imposing, is he? That's one thing that it's not held him back so far. But you've also got the tired fall at Ascot. He wind the clock back a couple of months. I actually thought he was clearly the coming force in the division and the one to beat, and then the picture seems to have changed slightly.
Right, what have you got for me today?
This is Majborough,
through the Timeform lens, as Jane admires Majborough.
Yeah, where is he?
Is this one here?
Oh,
okay.
beautiful. What I've got today is, firstly, because everybody will be rushing to tweet the time after the first race, give people a bit of a head start. What time are we looking for to attune it to a particular type of ground?
3:50. It's good to soft, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good to soft.
I'm thinking 3:52, 3:53.
That's about right, yeah.
About right.
3:52 up to 4, you're looking at good to soft. 4 and beyond, it's soft and more testing, which it clearly isn't going to be, despite the state of my footwear. And if you're getting near Constitution Hill's 3:45, 3 horses, the fastest 3 times in the race for Tour, Constitution Hill and Altior, they were mid 3:40s. That is probably good ground. So I reckon we'll be aiming about 350-ish, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, given what we think is the quality of the race as well, given the calibre of the race, given the fact we've got horses who will drive on and we think open the race up.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's certainly not an appreciate it renewal, is it? Where it's sort of one's an absolute standout and then the rest don't really count. It does look wide open. I have views of differing strength about pretty much all the main contenders, but
Who do you fancy?
My Daddy Paddy, I think he's the fastest horse in the race.
He's an each way price, isn't he?
Yeah, and I just...
Is he a big Timeform sectional upgrade horse?
Well, he's not necessarily. It's not just that, because obviously that race was a bit of a farce, so there was an upgrade, but I know it's a staying race, but the runner-up, who he made look absolutely pedestrian at Haydock, has come out and finished second in that Grade 2 at Kelso the other week, and I just thought it was a blistering display of speed, and we're getting a price now because of the fact, in my opinion, a completely forgivable defeat at Haydock. At Aintree, it turned into a total slog, that race, for 2 miles, and he just wasn't as well equipped, and obviously his jumping looked such a big asset that taking half the flights out had a massive negative impact on him. So I'm strong on him. I think he's really, really quick. And other main contenders, we've just seen him. Look at Mighty Park. He'd be one I'd be less keen on, just on the fact that this is basically a full brother to Might Bite.
He's also have to bite that, who was fine.
Yeah, he was sort of 19 furlongs plus. If you transported Might Bite into this race, he's not winning a Supreme, is he? And then you've got
Wouldn't he? Would he have done? If he'd been, I don't know.
As a young horse,
he was
I
a
don't
novice.
know,
He
if
did
you
have
have
a
the
spell of
class
his
to
own.
nearly win, was it a Ryanair he threw away or Gold Cup? Ryanair?
He nearly threw away the RSA as was before he got back up to beat Whisper. He might be a total freak of a horse. His point-to-point run didn't necessarily suggest he is. And he's one I think you've got to have a view one way or the other, haven't there? There's an element of guesswork, but you're either with him because you think he is the second coming, or you're against him because you just don't think the pieces add up.
And is the Champion Hurdle going to be properly run this year? It is, isn't it? Tutti Quanti bashing on.
Brighter
Yeah.
days
Brighter
ahead,
days
will
ahead,
follow
just
him.
on his tail.
Yeah, obviously, I think the connections will be most keen to ensure there's a proper gallop will be those affiliated with Gigginstown and Gordon Elliott because of the mare being a strong stayer at the trip. Lossiemouth, likewise. Tutti Quanti was really impressive from the front and rear, but it's a different kettle of fish. I do have that image of him last season at the festival, trailing in rear. Clearly he's a different horse now. Extension of the points, if you want, Nick. I was going to look at these, because Mighty Park, case in point, these once-race wonders. In terms of Supreme horses, they're not from 23 going in.
What, with one hurdle race under their
hurdle
belt?
run
Are they
between them,
really?
Win or lose.
Okay, who was the last Supreme winner to have one hurdle run?
I honestly don't have a clue.
I'll give you. I think it might be Flown.
Is that 80s?
No, 92, I reckon.
So even though to us
I
that
can't
feels
remember
quite recent.
too many legitimate ones that have tried that have had this much confidence behind them.
No, I
Yeah.
can't either. And you've got a point and a hurdle, I suppose. But
In terms of the Arkle, as everybody's saying, it's been the pipe factory really. 2 from 12, and they both pipe horses. Western Warhorse again to
And
this
Well
day,
Chief.
nobody knows why, and then Well Chief. So that's something that a question that we might need to ask with Copec de Board as well. I mean, the festival could start brilliantly for Willie Mullins, but the data perhaps suggests that their lack of experience might be a significant factor.
I can see a man about 3 yards to my left who might be able to answer
He might
these
be able to
questions.
tell us a bit more, yeah.
Does he rhyme with Lavid Macy?
He might do. He might do. He's sporting a very fetching hat today. Melbourne Racing Club.
That's right.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Good morning.
How are you, all right? All good?
Very well. How are you? All good?
Not too bad, yeah, good form.
David Casey. If you're not watching, by the way, on YouTube, David Casey, obviously assistant to Willie Mullins. We were just talking about the record of horses who've just had the one hurdles run come into the Supreme, and you can't find that many of them. But is this horse a bit different, Mighty Park?
Sure, listen, I think he's very good. We'll find out in a couple of hours, but yeah, I think he's very good anyway. But it's obviously a very, very deep race, isn't it? It's probably one of the strongest Supremes for a couple of years. I think if any one of 6 or 7 won, you wouldn't be shocked.
Which do you think has been your best winner of the race? Since you've been with Willie, which is a long time now. How long is it now?
30 years.
Is it really 30 years?
Yeah, since I started anyway, yeah. Jesus. Make me feel old. I was only about 4 when I started.
Yes, I know that. I'm aware.
I can't remember all the winners actually gone back. Only kind of remember the recent ones, but Duvan, I suppose.
Yeah.
He was impressive, wasn't he, that year?
He was pretty special. And he had that kind of presence and stature as well, didn't he?
He did, and obviously, he was unbeaten until he got injured in the Queen Mother, wasn't he? You know, so as be happens, some racehorses, but yeah, he obviously at the time he had the aura, didn't he? So yeah, so he did. But yeah, off the top of my head, I'm going to say him, because I can't remember them all.
Well, you just mentioned Duvan, who we referenced earlier, as kind of looks similar. If you're trying to look at comparisons to Mighty Park, tall, narrow, high pelvis, walk in the park, are they similar?
Yeah, I'd say probably, yeah. This guy's way more relaxed than the other fella, than Duvan was, but so hopefully that'll stand in good stead to him.
This fella by walk in the park?
What?
I just want to hear how my horses are.
Morning.
He's not walking anything.
I just said, he said, in my time at Willie's. I said, how long have you been with Willie now? 30 years, he said. 30 years, it's some partnership, isn't it?
Myself and Ruby were talking about it last night, actually. 30 years we're coming to Cheltenham, myself and Ruby together. We haven't missed one in 30 years.
Have we not?
That's the first time I met Ruby, really.
Yeah. No,
I won't tell you what we did 30 years ago.
No.
Probably pretty much the same as what you're doing now, shouldn't he?
Yeah, well, maybe. Let's put it that way, yeah.
Well, they're tipping sober for the week, but we won't go down that road just yet.
Yeah,
I see.
you have been tipping sober quite a lot, haven't you?
I just think he's a very good horse. He's a very high-class flat horse, and I think the trip will suit him. And his level of form, I think, is very good. And I think he has to be in the mix, definitely.
So if you'd been picking, would you have jumped the other way then? If you'd been Paul, would you have jumped on sober?
No, I think King Rascal Grey, I think there's huge improvement in him. It was down to Paul. I'd have probably gone with sober myself, but just because he has that extra flat experience in the hustle bustle of which I think is going to be a very big field. So yeah, probably I'd have gone that way just.
What do you think, Willie?
I respect the two of them. I think King Rascal Grey has more. He can improve more, I think, from his last run, and that was a hell of a run. So it was.
Brilliant run, wasn't it?
Yeah, if he can improve a little bit, and I think he stays. But as David said, the other horse has the class, he has the experience, the race experience that King Rascal Grey probably hasn't got. And as we saw with Poniros last year, race experience, not so much jumping experience, but race experience counts for an awful lot.
And is that the form that you fear today? Because you're against that form today. You're against Talk the Talk in the first. And is that the form you think is the bit?
When I saw Talk the Talk the day he fell at Christmas, I think it was, I thought, wow, there's a racehorse. And then I was looking at his race the other day, and I'm looking at him halfway. I said he's got a lot of ground to make up, and he made it up and won. And that's going to be tough to beat, that is.
How is Lossiemouth doing? Are you happy with everything she's done the last couple of weeks?
Very good. We put cheek pieces on her the other morning for her bit of work, and I thought what I saw was the old Lossiemouth. And, this is a more open Champion Hurdle, and I said, we've got to go there. She's been here 3 times, she's won 3 times, and this is the year to have a crack.
It did make me think when you were talking about the sort of good Lossiemouth and the less good Lossiemouth, I'm thinking, well, the less good Lossiemouth is still pretty bloody good and could probably go pretty close to winning a Champion Hurdle.
Yeah, but I think cheek pieces, we saw the difference they made to Stateman last year.
Yeah.
And hopefully it'll be the same with her, because her the damn side of her pedigree, she has huge speed. You know, but we'd been running her over longer trips. I think she just got into that lazy, long trip mode of galloping, which we'd been teaching her at home to do. So now I think this is just waking her up.
And is there a bit of you that's quite excited to give her a crack in this? You know, she's been here before, she's won, you know, like her kind of crowning moment.
She deserves a crack. You know, it was tough last year having to make the decision, but to me the decision was easy once the other mare went for the Champion Hurdle, and then it looked like a pot left there to be picked up, and you'd be disappointed with yourself if you didn't go to it.
Dan, in numbers?
Yeah, I just had one. We had a quick chat about Mighty Park. David obviously makes it clear that he's held in very high regard. Well, a question I had, and I think a lot of people probably have, he is a very good horse, we believe. Is he a very good 2-mile hurdler, or is he going to be a very good 2.5-mile chaser in time?
Either one will do me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I don't know. I mean, when you look at look at Faugheen. I bought him to be a chaser. I never imagined him being a hurdler, and he turned out to be a terrific hurdler. So you don't really know. But you know, it's a bit of a gamble coming here with just one run. Has anyone done any stats on?
Yeah. We were just trying to work it out.
They're not from 23, but the other 23 weren't Mighty Park, all trained by Willie Mullins.
And like looking at co-pick the boards, I think 2 from 6 the second time out won. You know, that's a good statistic. And what Mark said to me when he got off the horse in Fairyhouse was that I thought I was going a nice gallop. He says very easy, and I looked behind me and I was 20 lengths ahead of the field, so he has that huge cruising speed.
Another cheek pieces thing with Majborough as well. This is the final frontier, is it, Willie? This is the final thing.
Yeah, I think they worked, and Mark, you know, tried something different with him the other day, and the whole thing came together. So hopefully, just these are the fences I'm worried about. That's where he made his mistake last year, you know. So I just hope that it all comes together for him. Be delighted.
Great stuff. You've both been very generous with your time. Thank you very much. I'm going to let you crack on because there's a bit of a day ahead, a bit of a week ahead as well.
Bit of a week ahead.
Cheers, Willie. Cheers, David.
Thank you.
Enjoy. All right, well, let's just break off for a moment and get a view on the markets with our friends at Fitzdares.
Yeah, good morning, Nick. Hope all's well over there. We're looking forward to a really competitive day of racing. Looks an absolute cracker. And it makes a change for us here at Fitzdares because normally we're scared of the Mullins multi. And whilst he doesn't have the shorties that he normally has on a Tuesday, he's still got some really good chances. Kopek to board, Lossiemouth and the Champion Hurdle. But I don't want to speak too soon, but it does seem like he's not got quite as strong a hand as he normally has on a Cheltenham Tuesday. So let's start with the opener then. It looks a really competitive renewal of the Supreme. Quick update on the market. Old Park Star currently tops the betting at 9-4. Talk the Talk for Joseph O'Brien's 4-1. Mighty Park, the unexposed Mighty Park, he really could be anything for Willie Mullins. He's 4-1. El Kairos 7-1. My Daddy Paddy 7-1. Sober Glory 9-1. And then it's 10-1 bar. Just a quick update on that market too. One that we have seen plenty of money for is Sober Glory for Philip Hobbs and Johnson White. We've laid him at 16-1, 14-1, now all the way into single figures. Mighty Park's been friendless with our punters. Clearly, they're going down the experience angle in the first. It's obviously only run once over hurdles for Mullins and JP McManus. Elsewhere on the card, one that we're trying to get beat is Back Me or Sack Me in the National Hunt Chase for Emmett Mullins. He's been very popular amongst our punters, backing him to follow up his win at the DRF in the Novice Handicap Chase. And then just a reminder, in the Supreme, we are running a special for all customers. We'll give you money back as a free bet if your first bet on the race is beaten up to £20. So that is for all customers, not just new signups. So head to fitzdares.com. If you haven't got an account already, you know what to do. And then just a reminder, we are paying extra places as well on 4 of the races on Tuesday. So that's in the Fred Winter, the Ultima, the Plate, and also the Novice Handicap Chase. Final thing, if you're backing Nicky Henderson to have a good day, I think it's 40 years since he trained his first one in the Supreme. He's obviously got the favourite in Tuesday's renewal. We're boosting Old Park Star to win the Supreme and Lambert to win the Arkle to 9-1. Good luck, everyone, whatever you fancy, and we'll catch up tomorrow.
Matt Hall from Tattersall's is with me. Big week for you, Matt. Graduates of the sales, of course, but also a Cheltenham Festival sale itself.
Brilliant week, Nick. Yeah, great to be here. We kicked things off. We've got El Kairos, who we sold in the David Maxwell dispersal in the first race. Hope he can get us off to a flyer. And of course, we've got the sale on Thursday, which we're really looking forward to.
What are going to be the highlights of the sale, do you think?
We've got 30 lovely horses, Nick. I know it's a cliche thing, but
Each and every one of them is lovely.
We have got
every single one.
30 crackers. I think it's the best catalogue we've had. It's so strong. There's so much depth to it, strength in depth. I couldn't highlight one horse because I think we've got 30 crackers.
I can ask you, because you're very kindly supporting our point-to-point segment as well at the moment, Tattersalls. British pointers.
Yes.
Have we got some British pointers?
Yes,
and some nice ones?
we have Tom Lacey, Josh Newman sending us a couple of nice 4-year-old winners. So really looking forward to offering them. Josh Newman's horses qualify for the GB pointing bonus, so that's big incentive.
Excellent.
Mickey Haller, very good winner at the weekend. Looking forward to offering them both, yeah.
And your most important graduate this week? Or the one that you're cheering on, personally or professionally?
I love Robio Coolio. He was sold at the Derby sale. He got sold at the Cheltenham Festival sale here. He's a great advert for what we do. And I'll be cheering him on in the Brown Advisory.
And what many people don't realise is that you and I have actually worked together in a former life long time ago.
We did, yeah.
A long time ago. Great days they were.
They were.
Thank you very much and good luck this week.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks, guys.
All right, and the beauty this year at Cheltenham is for the first time you actually get to see our resident artist, Liz Armstrong, if you're with us.
Everybody.
If you're with us on YouTube. Hold the mic nice and close, Liz.
Yes, I will.
Good. And tell me a little bit about today's central picture, which looks to me a lot like last year's Champion Hurdle.
Yes, you've hit the nail on the head, Nick. I've come to this racecourse a fair bit, and from my mobile phone I took lots of shots of the horses coming in from the racetrack. They come back into the winners' enclosure when they've won, and I just like this angle. Of course, the horse that's in the foreground is the winning horse from last year, Lossiemouth.
Oh, yes. Oh, sorry. So it's not the Champion Hurdle then. It's a bit of the Mare's Hurdle.
yes,
I think it's a bit of the Mare's Hurdle and a bit of the Champion Hurdle. I think you've mashed up the two races to give us an idea of what might happen this year, because I think you've got Lossiemouth in the foreground, right?
Yes.
Winner of last year's Mare's Hurdle, okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's Winter Fog there, who was in the Champion Hurdle, and I think that's Brighter Days Ahead at the top.
I think it might be, Nick.
So I think you've done I think you've done a bit of a crazy mashup here, but I like it, and I like it a lot.
I just use my imagination, snap away quickly, and then I look at shapes and colours, and of course the red kind of colour of the floor, if you really look closely, is the colour of the chute coming up, and then it's the background, the horses fading in, and the grooms. This is the cameraman here.
Yes, of course.
The cameraman here with his hands. These are the grooms here looking fondly up at their jockeys. More cameramen here. Also, this is another guy leading. It's a charcoal drawing with oil pigment.
Okay, I didn't realise. Yeah. You've got this beautiful texture. The horse is almost coming off the
thank you.
Off the piece at you.
Well, I'm very lucky because I spend a lot of time looking at these beautiful animals, and I think that's the way to do it. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't come to a lot of racetracks, they just paint a horse.
So this is entitled The Winner Takes All.
Yes, The Winner Takes All.
Oil, pigment, charcoal and canvas.
Yeah.
Modestly priced at £4,500, I might say.
Yes.
And you can come and see it here in the shopping village at
Stand 21. I'll be here all 4 days.
And we will be here all 4 days as well.
Thank you very much, Nick.
It's a great pleasure. Great to have you back.
Have a fantastic day.
Right. That's it for day one. We are going to be back tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. We're going to try and get this out as quickly as we can, mid-morning, thanks to our brilliant team, Josh Stacey, Charlotte Greenway, Dan, Jane, obviously thank you very much, and to everyone who's spoken to us today, and especially all the horses who've posed and stood beautifully. Some of the biggest names in the sport. They might be even bigger come the end of today. Thanks so much for watching, listening. Don't forget our YouTube channel all week on the Nick Luck Daily.
You've been listening to Nick Luck Daily. Thanks for listening. This edition has been brought to you by Timeform, your trusted source for racing data and analysis, by Total Performance Data, the global leader in live horse racing data, and by Fitzdares, laying some of the world's largest sporting wagers since 1882.